Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Oh, very good. Check, 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 check. Oh, very good. Okay, there we go. And then, Mr. Chuck from Sundays Edition is pretty cool. Thank you.
It's like a jungle out here. These forests. Very lush.
Yep, lush is crazy. Very lush.
Very peaceful.
Yeah.
Very closed. This old place here.
Wow, that place had a lot of history. You can see it. Okay, so then we come here and just gonna drag you over. Oh my god, why are you doing that? Why is the game capture unlocked? It shouldn't be. Oh, there we go. None of that shit should be unlocked. There we go. This. It's okay that it's big. We've got about a little bit. We're going like a little bit further, I'd say. Yeah, right about to like there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, also, sound is not being enabled in the background, which is like. Video, keybinds video. Memory cap should not be. Tried some new stream settings here today, guys. We'll see how it goes. It's a late start for me, but it's been a lazy summer for me. It's like the closest thing that I have to a vacation is certain days I start late and I only do 11 instead of 14 hours. And I go slower because I'm just old and I'm trying to stay sane and smooth and all this stuff. So just try and move slower, try to keep the anger out of my life, try to keep the, you know, I play video games all day, and try to stay rid of y'all lames all day and all that. I don't remember what happened here. There's no map in this game, it's sort of weird. So I guess I could just go due east and find out what happens, you know? But there was something else I needed to do, which was inventory management. No, no, no shove. No, 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 no. Stop. Okay, so first thing I want to do is there is one key that I do need to change, which is like the toggle character screen or whatever it is. Show party. Party view, right? Shouldn't be V. That's the first thing. Oh yeah, she's unencumbered right now. Yeah. So How we looking here? Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. So, sort by type. Add to wares. Okay, so stuff intended for sale needs to go to... Well, yeah, but I still want to send it to camp, though. Okay, so these are wares that I just sell, I guess. Yeah, so... She has so much stuff. Maybe I better sort by weight and just get the really big stuff going. That has the gold weighs 2 pounds. That's funny. That crude mace. Yeah. I mean, what could I possibly need all those crappy weapons for, I suppose? It's like, these are all vendor trash. They're vendor trash. All of it. I mean, I like that great sword, but yeah. Yep. Oh, I gotta check my YouTube title. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, hey, we got it though. We got it right. We got it right the first time. Yeah. Woo. Let me go edit the video and throw my thumbnail on it. Thumbnail. What's up, YouTube people? I love you. I'm just changing a thumbnail right quick. Now, why can't I see my other stuff? There we go. And then we're gonna try to put you in there. Okay. And we say. Very good, very good, very good. We say save. And we say save. Maybe someone metagaming. +1, +1, +1. Let's go to my subject. Change the mouse cursor to where the keys specifically. Yeah, there's this whole thing. Oops. Yeah, there should be like a send to camp thing. If camp has endless like space, I think I can just keep all this, and it's like this huge armory that I have at my disposal, which is kind of cool. And when I want to fit somebody out or do something or whatever. Poor Lizelle, she was like way overweight. Yep. The quarterstaff, while cool, I still think the torch is better. I like how they have different sounds. Oh, I have the mysterious artifact now. I thought only she could carry that. Oh. Will rope ever be good for something? I don't know. Maybe I don't sell that, huh? This whole thing about Baldur's Gate 3. So there was a video I saw that I wanted to catch. What was it? It was what was it
A lot of people are seeing Baldur's Gate 3 for the first time. They're watching the videos, or some of them actually got to have some hands-on gameplay, and they're sitting there going, man, this is a huge step forward for RPGs and etc. But there's some people that don't want to be held to the same standard that Baldur's Gate 3 is setting right now. And for the smaller developers that hop in on this conversation, I think they are absolutely valid with what they're bringing up. However, things get really interesting when AAA developers also feel like they need to chime in as well. This article comes from Game World Observer. The article was titled,
I mean, this kind of stuff happened with Elden Ring. Remember that?
Why Devs Consider Baldur's Gate 3 Anomaly. Not new standard for the RPG genre. It's Rockstar level nonsense for scope. The article reads, what sparked the debate for Baldur's Gate 3?
Okay.
This all started with a Twitter thread by Strange Scaffold head Xavier Nelson Jr. I'm glad I said that right this time. The studio head is best known for Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator and the upcoming Max Payne shooter El Paso Elsewhere. He cited several things that separate Baldur's Gate 3 from most RPGs in the market, namely long development cycle that started back in 2017.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I thought the game already came out.
It's
Yeah, I thought I played it whenever it came out, but it turns out that was actually just a beta.
yeah.
Previous games, Divinity Original Sin 2 and Divinity Original Sin,
Yeah, it was just
worth
an
of
idiot.
tech and institutional knowledge to draw from. Successful early access period lasting 3 years that provided Larian with community feedback, bug hunting, and cash flow. A huge team of over 400 developers across 7 studios. The license for one of the largest entertainment IPs out there in Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Reading directly from Nelson's tweet.
Dungeons and Dragons
Like
is
a lot of
not
people,
one of the
I'm
largest
deeply excited
entertainment.
for the
Is not one of the largest entertainment IPs ever. It is not. Like, trust me. Like, I would say maybe about 5%, 10% of the entire world is willing to fuck with Dungeons and Dragons. It's not this huge thing like Marvel or whatever this guy's trying to make it out to be. Dungeons and Dragons is not this huge sweeping force. Like, in fact, I'd posit that even Magic the Gathering went further than Dungeons and Dragons did. I'm just saying.
Lovely folks at Larian.
Sure, Dungeons and Dragons got a documentary once. You know, it's like, man, just saying.
And what they've accomplished with Baldur's Gate 3, but
You can
I
tell
want
this
to
guy's a
gently,
passionate
preemptively
D&D
push
fan.
back against players taking that excitement and using it to apply criticism or raise standard to RPGs going forward.
Okay, it's 1 out of 10. Let's hear what he has to say.
This is not a new baseline for RPGs. This is an anomaly. Adding that, trying to reach the same bar without the same experiences or advantages
pull up
could
his-
kill an entire group of studios. Adding on to that, Rebecca Harwick from Grimwood.
Let me read what he says. Let's read what he says. Let's find out for ourselves. Okay. So he's made 3 videos responding to people that were not happy about what he said. Okay, so this doesn't look good. Like a lot of people, I'm deeply excited about the folks at Larian. You can't separate a game from the process used to build it, so let's look at Larian is taking into development for the final version of the game. Okay, dev starting there. Okay, good. License and brand. This is a small and complete list. Larian is coming into this game swinging with a gigantic weight of expectation to deal with. We're also doing it with an immense amount of wind, direct experience, resources, tooling at their backs. I think also keep in mind that, yes, they also researched the wind ahead of time. You know, having wind, having a tailwind, you might think that this is just some sort of like an accident. Oh, they cultivated this positive outcome, right? It's not like, oh, that you just got lucky that the wind was at your back. No, this was a cultivated outcome. So let's see here as a TLDR. In the era of mega games, Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the largest attempted, built by a specialized group of people using mature tech to build a specific game, reinforced by invaluable mass player feedback and market validation ahead of its launch. This is not a new baseline for RPGs. This is an anomaly. Trying to do the same thing in the same way without the same advantages could kill an entire group of studios. If they go as big or bigger with the next title, Larian themselves could die. That's the risk reward with a mega game, of course. We're an industry dangling elephants over cliffs, pointing at ones that don't collapse under their own weight as indictments of the ones that do. Please celebrate the achievements created by Baldur's Gate 3. It looks like a massive amount of effort is going to pay off in a big way. One of the brightest voices in the medium. But if you shout that every RPG should be like this going forward, you have no excuse. You just missed the point. You've created expectations and conditions to ensure that your favorite creators may not be able to give you everything you want again. I think that it's not really up to the... Like, I can see what he's saying, and I think that there's, like, some truth in what he's saying, but I also don't think that the customer can be wrong in matters of taste. If people like Baldur's Gate 3, and this is the expectation that they have, then the studios that make these games either rise to that expectation or they lose in the competitive market, because that's just what happens. Like, if one studio is able to make games that is, like, way better than everybody else, and, like, again, he's saying that Baldur's Gate 3 is an anomaly because of the like development time and everything like this. Like many games have been developed for like years and years and years. Think about like Elder Scrolls, you know, for example. And there have been games that were developed for 5-10 years. Duke Nukem Forever comes out, it's garbage. So I don't think that's necessarily a guarantee that it's going to be good. But the truth is that if you want to compete in a free market, you have to compete with people that are willing to invest that much into a game. And at the end of the day, a customer has $50, and they can either buy the mega game or the game that's not the mega game, right? I mean, in this based off of this language. So why would a customer ever make a decision to buy a game that even the developers of the game potentially are saying isn't as good? It's the same as streaming. Like, you can't expect people to watch your stream just because you don't have the time or resources to buy a better computer or buy a better mic or buy a better PC or buy a better camera. You can't expect people to make up for your lack in quality just because you think that they owe it to you or something like that, or you think that's what's fair. The truth is that the customer is the ultimate decider in what succeeds and doesn't succeed in the market, whether that is a video game, whether that's a content creator, or whether that's like a TV show. Is that the customer is the ultimate decider, and if people want games that are like Baldur's Gate 3 and are willing to not buy games that aren't like Baldur's Gate 3, then you either make a game like that or pack your fucking bags, because that's just how it is. I'll watch his video real quick and we'll see what he has to say.
How we could go on Twitter about how Baldur's Gate 3, as cool as it looks, as much as we should celebrate what Larian has achieved, is not a baseline or standard for what games can be moving forward. It's an anomaly, much like the other.
And again, like, every customer decides what that baseline is. The studio doesn't decide what that baseline is. The studio makes the game that they can make, and then the customer decides if it meets their baseline.
Other mega games being made in this era of development.
Yeah.
And that caused a whole kerfuffle. So I'm going to address some of the comments and concerns with that discussion via video.
Sure.
The first major category of concern that I see around this is people saying, are you saying we should expect our games to not be good, meaningful, well-made, stable games at launch? And I'm not saying that at all.
I do think that, like, this idea, Like, I have, like, there's like a little bit of, like, double talk going on here. Because, like, I expect always online live service games whenever they're released to be garbage. I just expect them to be garbage. I expect them to be fucked up, messed up, etc. Do I think that's acceptable? I'll deal with it, right? But it's really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It is extremely fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And the only reason that we put up with it is because no.
We have no power. We can't do anything
but if
about
people
it.
started doing it right,
Yeah.
and then the
We would pay you
studios
more.
do it right.
Like they're all the time. Like you can tell, there's like this horrible relationship between the video game consumer and the video game developer, where they're like, they hate us because we're fickle. We hate them because they fucking turn in and like they turn in like subpar, half-ass shit that doesn't hold up to like Elden Ring and stuff. So we don't buy their shit. We steal their shit. And we talk shit about their games and stuff. They can't stand this. I know they can't, and I know that it's biting the hand that feeds. But the problem is the customer is always right, and the real problem with this is like, if you were to do basic stuff like get your keybinds right, your display right, your graphics settings, have better descriptions for the common man so they understood what each thing did and had good pictures of what they did and stuff, and a little bit more user-friendly interfaces. There's far too much frame rate loss in current modern AAA and all this other stuff, you know?
Still weren't doing it right, they wouldn't be studios anymore.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
They're all fucking up, so it's okay.
What I am saying is that the terrifying thing about investing into video games is that money, time, and specialized development staff do not guarantee quality. They don't. It can give a talented dev team
I think it's
space to
passion
fail.
and understanding what your own product is and understanding what people want out of it as opposed to what you want it to be. I think you have to accept what people are going to make your product into. Like, for instance, a good example of this is baking soda, right? Usually, I'm sure the Arm & Hammer people really loved the amount of money that they made off of baking soda. It's good. It's fine. They're a good company. They've been there all our lives. They sell us baking soda and stuff. Did they want us using baking soda to rock up crack cocaine? No. Do they want that association with crack cocaine? No. They didn't ask for it. Did they tell humans what they can and can't do with baking soda? No. But had they tried, they would have shut themselves out of the billions of dollars that they made off of selling baking soda to the crack dealers. And this is that thing. The video game industry is exactly like that. If you try to tell us what we want to do with your product, if you try to tell us what we can and can't do with the product that we bought from you, and what kind of lifestyle we can make out of it, or how we can play it, or what we can do it, short of live service and stuff, we can do with our product that we bought whatever the fuck we want, including modded or other. You know, and ERP and all this other stuff. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's like we bought that product. We made it famous. We're the consumer. We made your Indiana Jones and your Star Wars and stuff. And you take those IPs and you shit on them when it's kind of unacceptable, you know?
And then succeed, it can give you space to put more game inside of your game, but it does not guarantee quality or that the game will come out at all. Whether the game...
I mean, that's sure, of course that's true. Yeah, that's the same with anything. Like,
comes out, whether the game will be good, whether the game reaches enough people, all three of those things, regardless of your time or budget level, are up in the air.
So it's and it's like now they have to think of a bottom line. They've got kids to feed. They've got investors. They got people who would chop off their head if they don't do right, if they don't act right, and not give them the chance anymore. Right? It's a dog-eat-dog world. But there's a real cardinal sin that a lot of AAA game developers like commit, and almost any class video game developers commit. They just don't care about the product enough to perfect it to the point where the person can live the game like a lifestyle. It could be proud to be there and worship everything about it. Like, for instance, like they did all this work to do Overwatch lore, and then when they sold you know, 60 million kids on Overwatch lore. They just stopped making it, and they stopped making the game good. Now, this is legal, and no, we don't need every fucking person to be Michael Jordan out there. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's a little bit of a struggle when you look at, like, what, you know, what, like, okay, how far we've come. The same problems that I faced when I was, like, I would say 14 to 17 years old in the PC gaming sphere are the exact same problems that I'm facing now, which is that the games are too fancy for people's rigs. The frame rate isn't good enough to play the game on a serious lifestyle level. If you do live it on a lifestyle level, there's a lot of derision for that. Even though everybody else can live their basketball lives, or their NFL lives, or their fucking Magic the Gathering lives, or their fucking driving cars fast lives, or their cocaine addict lives, or their heroin addict lives, or their Politico lives, or their you know, like fucking like leftist and rightist lives, and their weird racist lives, and their fucking power boy lives and all this. When I try to live my life as a gamer, it's like you know, you don't produce anything, you don't do anything, your opinion doesn't really matter much, and all you do is play games all day. And they just discount us, and I don't really understand why all those people are allowed to have silly lifestyles based around things that are far more destructive, like cocaine or heroin or fucking like politics and stuff like that. And we have to take them so fucking seriously all the fucking time. And I, as a gamer, are not valued as a customer, are not valued as a community member, are not, I mean, it's a lot better. I gotta say, it's a lot better than it's ever been, but we're not valued the same way, say, like an alcoholic is. An alcoholic is given some love and some care, and there's AAs across the land, and, you know, wards across the land for alcoholics and stuff like that. But if you have a problem with video game addiction, tough titty, there might be a documentary or a YouTube video for you. But, you know, but good luck. You got into that one on your own, and you have an addiction that I feel is far worse than heroin. But, like, nobody ever talks about it, so just go do it your whole life and waste away all your lives and your friends and your hours and your minutes and your time exactly like heroin addicts. But we don't ever talk about it. And the same is true for kids or anybody else. Kids have this issue. Everybody, adults have this issue. Everybody's got this issue. People are addicted to fucking video games. Now, is that a bad thing? No. It doesn't kill us. We know that. But we also know that, you know, it's our choice, and you guys act a lot more accepting and a lot more accommodative, and a lot more sort of have a lot more copium when it comes to like drug addictions and politics and stuff like that. But when it comes to something like video games, you just immediately dismiss.
I think that they are up in the air, but like I don't think it's as much up in the air as he's making it out to be. I think that a lot of times games get pushed out and they're not finished. And if you ask the developers, like, you got this developer drunk, and it's 2 in the morning, and you ask him, was it ready for release?
They'd be like, no.
I think that's what happens a lot of times.
They would say no.
That the game gets pushed out.
No.
On purpose, and it's not ready.
That the one thing that money, time, and development staff do guarantee is risk. Games are business and art. They're creativity and science. If we could do it perfectly 100% of the time, we would. But there's no blueprint or template.
No.
So, when $20 million gets lost on a game, that's obviously a big amount of money.
Yeah.
But when $200 million gets lost on a game, it can take an entire wave of studios with it. 7 studios.
You saw that happen with Forspoken, for example. They
Yeah.
invested a ton of money into the game.
Yeah, like
and
$400
then it
million,
went straight into the
and it
garbage.
was tanked.
And
Like,
that's
right
what
to
happens.
Right to the dustbin. Not
including
not like, oh, it crept its
Baldur's
way
Gate
up the
3 alone.
charts by being
If that goes
sold,
down,
and the, you know, oh, it crept its way up the charts being sold. And sorry, my volume's a bit loud there. You know, it crept its way up the charts, being sold in used game stores and Walmart, and everybody started to sort of like grow on it, and eventually it turns into like Dark Souls, right? It wasn't like that. then it eventually turns into Elden Ring. It's almost never like that. It's more like, oh man, your frame rate's bad, you cash grab this, the voice acting's bad, the main character's too snarky, all this other stuff. You know?
You got another one.
So, win 20
I think the
million
volume
dollars
is a bit messed up here, the
can take
sound
entire
effects.
wave of- It can even, because of its gravitational pull, label an entire genre as an irradiated wasteland that doesn't get touched for years to come.
He's actually really right about this, and I think this is a very good insight, is that failure in a genre that's that large of a scale can actually lead as an indicator for nobody else to make a game in that genre. I think that obviously MMO and RTS, right? I mean, that's, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it.
I think there's a lot of hype about Baldur's Gate 3 right now because it is a good game, but I don't think it's a mega good game. Like, for instance, opening this door really irks me. Opening that door, every aspect of it, really fucking bothered me. And it's the same exact door opening that they've had in Neverwinter Nights since day one. And I'm sorry, this is not a perfect 10 game in any way or fucking form either. I like, when I first played it, I thought it was like a 6.7. Now I think it's like a 7.5. And it's not because I think it's a horrible game or it has a lot of problems. It's that they just finally, like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. This camera's not good enough. You can see it when I spin it. Look at that camera. It's just horrible, isn't it? Look at it try to move. Look at it try to do anything. At least the camera's there, though, and they are learning, right? I can't pan in or out. I mean, I can, but it's not that easy. It's like, you can get used to this camera, and it's serviceable, and it will work if you get used to it. But boy, oh man, I need to turn that down. It's too fast. Like the panning speed, it's way too high. We want this wait, yeah, see, like, I turned it all the way down, and it's still fucking mega fast. I don't really understand that. Oh, no, I don't want the panning speed down that far. I want the panning speed at, like, probably, yeah, like that. Yeah. Also, once you, well, I don't need you to lock, yeah, well, that's okay. Dynamic camera shake, attack camera, follow, dynamic comic camera, apply. That's still not fast enough. Never mind. I want it all the way up. Like that, maybe? Yeah, that's good enough. There we go.
Looks like someone wanted to bury their secrets.
Ooh, it's a magic book or something. Book of Dead Gods or something, I think.
This book is far lighter than it should be with such a massive lock.
Yeah, I believe it is. Search for an arcane rune to sabotage. Smash the lock open. Channel a spark of divine power into the lock. Excuse me. I don't have a lot of Arcana or Strength or Cleric. I do have a lot of Cleric Wisdom, so let's see about that. I should have done this with Gale. Oh, I rolled low. It's so tragic. Arcana check failed. It should have worked.
The tone does not take kindly to your tempering. A feeling like pins and needles lingers under your skin, pricking and prodding.
It deadened your nerves for trying. That's funny. I don't have a lot of strength, so let's see about what Gale can do. Can Gale do anything with this? Book of the Dead Gods.
This book is far lighter than it should be with such a massive lock.
Knock the lock open with a spell. Yeah, I have a lot of intelligence. Let's see if we can get the roll here. I didn't know you could try different characters to get different things. Like, I wasn't really hip to that. I caught it, I think. Yeah, I caught it. Go Gale! Gale pulling his weight. Because I already feel like he's not pulling his weight that much.
A loose page
And I might sub him for like a, you know,
magic pulses from the parchment.
like a ranger. I might sub him out for a
What was
ranger.
once script is now an obliterated scrawl. You have a sense these are names, a list. But of what?
But of what, you know? Examine the book more closely. Religion-wise, ew, I don't know about that. You gonna get this, Gale? Yeah, he got it. He just happens to know a little bit about God. That's kind of funny. I happen to know a little bit about religion in the respect that I've read every fucking holy fucking book that there is, because my high school forced me to. And I went to Catholic school until I was like 12 years old, and it's always been kind of a part of my life, a lot of it. And I know a lot about it. I don't value it too much, but I know a lot about it. And that's all I have to say about that. I don't value it too much, but I know a lot about it. I just respect people for what they're believing in. But religion and me, we don't get along too much, the way that I don't have a lot of love in my life anymore. The same reason that I don't have a lot of love in my life is the same reason why I don't have a lot of religion in my life either.
Gods. These are the names
Mainly my
of
brain.
gods, once lost but now restored after the second sundering.
These
The
are a
last
list
three
of
names in
gods.
this book sit close together, but are so devastated by the scrawl as to be unreadable. Entire pantheons have dwindled and been reborn, silently recorded by this book.
Gale is inspired by this book, huh? And he got XP, and we're gonna pick it up and we're gonna read it. The book isn't very valuable, but go Gale, you know. Gale did well there. We're gonna save.
More
He's right
insidious
about that.
effect of the mega game if developers and players determine that games with a half decade or more of development time and hundreds of millions of dollars in their budget are the only games worth making. RPGs aren't selling right now?
I know what argument they're trying to make, but they can't because it's kind of like not a good argument. It's that the poor video game developers should get the same fair shake that the rich game developers do in terms of their reception, but that's not how life works. Pretty much the machine factory with the nice press that's making the fancy, you know, Ford Explorer and stuff is going to do better than Mr. Boxy Russian SUV in the Eastern Bloc, specifically because they have all of that stuff. To say that a company with a lot of money shouldn't make a better game is kind of weird, because a company with a lot of money should make a better game. Yeah.
You don't invest $100 million into it. If a classic series, perhaps beloved by many,
I've always struggled with the idea of sinking $100 million into software development. What do you do there? You hire on... Let's say your project's in trouble and you've been making a game for 3.5 years and it should have come out by now, and you're stressed by the deadline and your investors aren't happy, you know, and your developers are sitting in-house, and let's say you have 130 in-house developers and you're ZeniMax Studios and you're running ESO. And Bethesda wants you to do better with ESO, wow. So what do there? They bring in another 100 software developers who had never worked on the project in the first place, who all have to be brought in and taught how to do their jobs, essentially, to help ZeniMax make ESO better or whatever, right? And that's a problem, because that's basically a restructure. In and of itself, it takes another 5 years. It's kind of like you're on a ship and you're sailing to America, and if you sidetrack to go take on 100 extra sailors in Port of Call or whatever, Port Keys or whatever, you know, that's good. But I mean, then you got to train the sailors, and you don't know if there might be a mutiny because of that, and you're trying to reach America, but stopping means that you might not have enough resources to finish your game the way that you might want to do it, and all this other stuff. I think video game development is a lot like sailing to the new world. And if you get distracted, or you get bogged down, or the reward isn't paid to you, or any of this other stuff that, you know, anything that fucking can go on in terms of it, Like you can founder and sink in that ocean so easy, and not only lose your life but also lose the run, lose the push. And so, you know, video gaming, modern video gaming, we kind of like yay or nay these days. Yay or nay? Is this game yay or is this game nay? Yay or nay? Yay or nay? Yay or nay? But I struggle with that a lot because most of my life, all of the best albums that I loved, I initially hated. All of the best cars that I hated, I now love. All of the food that I used to hate, I now love. I used to hate spicy food, fucking hated it. Now I love it. People change. They say every 7 years, your cellular makeup is still so different from what it was 7 years ago that you're not the same person. You might be married to the same person, but your tastes, your brain, your body, your cells, your blood, your life, everything but the history essentially is completely different. And we wonder why marriages fail. But I mean, I know why. It's because you take the swing at the higher thing. Take the swing at the higher thing. Take the swing at the higher thing. Take the swing at the higher thing, and get married and try to have a relationship that lasts. You know, take a swing at the higher thing. Do that. You know. But I mean, in the end, we still molecularly change on a molecular level every 7 years to the point where none of the cells in our body are what they were 7 years ago. And this is something about humanity that humanity itself does not want to accept. And so what I did in my own personal life to combat this kind of stagnation where AAA-itis kills us all is this idea that, like, mundanity is just not acceptable, and it's not acceptable to them, but it is, though, isn't it? Or we wouldn't have Forspokens or Redfalls and stuff. Mundanity is actually entirely part of their strategy, and it would never be in mine. It would never be there in mine. Mundanity is unacceptable, pretty much, like Piers Anthony would tell you. Mundanity is unacceptable. It's what's wrong with America. It's not the racism or the poverty or the wars overseas or the fucking world wars or all the stupid shit that America did, like drop the bomb and all this stuff. It's not that. It's that, like, molecularly we change every 7 years into something entirely fucking different that's so different from who we were like 7 to 10 years ago that we just can't accept that. We can't accept the fact that change is this fundamental, like, flux in our lives that always happens, that should happen. And now my new religion is, like, if something looks familiar, then something is wrong. And you want to know why I think Baldur's Gate 3 is such a good game? I've only ever seen it twice. Divinity Original Sin 2 and Pillars of Eternity 2. There's only 3 games in this fucking genre in an acceptable way. I wouldn't call Baldur's Gate 2 one of them. I wouldn't say Baldur's Gate 2 was very acceptable. I think 3 is. I don't think 1 or 2 was. I never thought CRPGs were very acceptable. Honestly, I think Arcanum's Steamworks of Might and Magic and Obscura was a far superior fucking game in every single fucking way to both Diablo 2 and Dungeon Siege 2. Why does this matter? Because I only ever touched Dungeon Siege 2 when I was like 24 years old. And I only ever touched Diablo 2 when I was like 14 years old, and Steamworks came out the same time Diablo 2 did, but Steamworks was exactly like 100 times the game, with 100 times the depth, the same way that Dungeon Siege 2 has 100 times the depth that Diablo 2 does. And so we've only ever seen Baldur's Gate 3 a couple of times. And it's a ripoff, but it's a ripoff of its own pedigree, which is also something we've never seen before. Baldur's Gate 3 is a ripoff of Divinity Original Sin 2. There's nothing in Baldur's Gate 3 that isn't in Divinity Original Sin 2. There's nothing in it. It's entirely the same game. But see, DOS 2 did not get the initial fucking huge reception that it should have when it tried to change things for the fucking better. It did. I mean, people still say DOS 2 is a 10. But when it first came out, they were like, yo, you know, it's like a 9. They were kind of wishy-washy about it. They were like, oh, it's good. It's got camera issues and stuff, just like Dungeon Siege 3 did and all this. It has camera issues and all this. And so I look at it and I'm like, yeah, DOS 2 is good, but it's not good like this. And I mean, this is DOS 2. There's really no reason. I'll play DOS 2 later. And you understand, this game is DOS 2. There's not really much difference, you know? So, just the graphics, that's it. The graphics are better. The rest of the systems, DOS 2's system, was stolen almost entirely off of Pathfinder 5. 5.0 or whatever the fuck number is. It's 3.5. It's not 3.5, it's 5. So really, we've been playing versions of Pathfinder across 7 different games since Neverwinter Nights. The last time an RPG was good in the CRPG world was Neverwinter Nights. You know what I'm saying? Which was after Baldur's Gate 2, which we still usually think of as the greatest game of all time. If you ask me what I thought the greatest game of all time was, I would say PC games of all time, right? Metacritic is what I care about. And I want to say the user score this time. We're going to look at 2 different ways. People will say Disco Elysium now, but I still don't think that's right. I don't think it's really right. I think it would be Baldur's Gate 3. And Disco would sit underneath it because Disco doesn't really have combat. Disco is a better game than Baldur's Gate 3, but Disco doesn't have combat. If Disco were to have combat, it would be like the greatest RPG ever made. You know, but I also don't think they can ever live up to Disco Elysium 1. So this is kind of a fluke. Should a one-shot, one-hit wonder? It's like, okay, if it's the exact same thing as music, right? You can't see what I'm looking at. I'm so sorry, I forgot here. There we go. So we'll look at the display capture now. The display capture seems to be on the wrong screen. Ooh, yeah, we're looking for you. You say that I'm in 4K, but I'm not in 4K. Let's go look at the problems that you seem to think I have. Because according to Windows, I am in 1920 by 1080. But in Streamlabs, you say that, no, I don't want to log out. No, you say that my display capture is running at 3840 by 2160. But I don't believe it is. I don't believe it is. I don't believe it is. It's on the wrong screen too. Get rid of the display capture. It has glitched. Display capture. Add source. I want it's display 1. Sorry guys. Streamlabs is a piece of shit. That's a good example of this. It's like when they cash in. They just cash in. So display should be above game. Game should be on, but display comes first. Sorry, guys. There we go. So, you're with me, right? No, you're not. You are full-blown really fucked up. You're really fucking fucked up. My primary monitor is display 2 now. That's not right, though. Display 1. Whatever. Sorry, guys. Fighting Streamlabs. So anyways, there we go. It gives me so much stress every single day. If Streamlabs was a person, I would string them up over a bridge. I would rape all of their orifices. I would kill them. I would chop off all their limbs. I would burn their body. I would piss on the ashes. I would take the mud of the pissy ashes and I would go shit on the mud. I would roll it into a ball. I would bake it into a rock and I would drop it from 15,000 feet up into the sky and watch the rock shatter. That's how much I hate Streamlabs. And I wish I didn't. But Streamlabs is the greatest cash grab of all time. It's the greatest cash grab of all time. But we're just gonna leave it at that. Sorry, it's the truth, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I mean, it is the truth. It's the greatest scam of all time. Is Streamlabs. It's straight up. Take $25 a month or whatever for basically zero service, zero execution, bad code, and bad program. That's imagine if Netflix did that. Imagine how much drama Netflix would face if their shit worked like 7/10 of the time, like Windows or Streamlabs. We would eat them alive and we would cancel them and we would sue them. But apparently Streamlabs just gets to sit there and make their $1 billion. Why haven't we sued Streamlabs? Just saying. When Bernie Madoff steals billions of dollars, we sue him, Why don't we sue Streamlabs for stealing $1 billion? Just saying. Usually we prosecute criminals. Why haven't we prosecuted a criminal? Why can't I see my mouse on my screen? There we go. Can't see my mouse on my screen because of alt tabbing or something like that. Yeah, so now I will have to save and come back. Or something. Yeah. So just... Yeah, so just... Oh god, just alt F4. Just alt F4. Yep, I don't care. Just fire it up. I don't care. You really... Windows is just reformatted today, and watching Windows after a fresh reformat is just disgusting to me. What it was 10 years ago compared to what it is now, watching Windows stumble on the day of a fresh reformat makes me really sick, and I want to see you prosecuted, Microsoft. I want to see you prosecuted, Microsoft. They try to put me in jail a bunch of times for way less than what you do on the daily basis in terms of theft and scam and fraud and theft of service. You know what I'm saying? No, skip. Don't ask this again. Oh my god, just play the game. I don't need a launcher, Larian. You idiot.
Many. If its budget for a resurrection can't reach 100 million, 200 million, it's assumed that it can't have a real...
So I get kind of dour when I watch them steal from us every day. You know, you're like, oh man, every day? Yeah, oh yeah, they steal from us every day. Across the 10 titles that I play and all this or whatever on the live service realm. Oh yeah, they steal from us every single day, every title that I play. Real bad, real bad. Real bad thieves, them, you know. Now I can't see my mouse on my screen. Now I can't see my mouse on my screen, and I don't really understand that. What's going on there? Is it because there's two different things? That might be why. So we're going to kill the game capture, and we're going to come over here. I cannot see my mouse on my screen. So just leave. Just leave. Just leave. I don't know why I can't see my mouse on my screen while that game loads. But I might have to reinstall it because it's a piece of fucking shit, obviously. At least it's in open beta so that I can't yell at it too much, you know? But watching you try to work is, like, pretty fucked up. Watching you try to work is really fucked up. Something's going on where it's, like, cross-interpreting what my display is on my main screen, which is just not too good. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm in 1920 by 1080. Gotta go double check the stream and make sure it's okay. Yeah, you're across the board, you're fine. So I don't know, man. I don't know what your fucking horseshit malfunctions are all the goddamn time. You fucking failures. Fucking failures and your failure software that breaks all the fucking time. Jesus Christ, you fucking thieves. Fucking thieves. Watching 50 billion programs crash every day as a streamer really makes me sick. I don't know if I can take the job much longer. And it's not because of the people or any of that other stuff or the job. It's because the software that I use crashes all the time and is worthless. That's literally the only part of my job I don't like. The software that I use constantly breaks, and I constantly have to reload Windows, reload the game I'm playing, reload Rust, reload Overwatch, whatever. Reload all the fucking time, because you can't make a fucking client that works in 2023. Where is my mouse? I can't see my mouse. Cannot see mouse cursor. Let's go Google this fucking problem. What the fuck's wrong with you now? Let's go fix the next problem with the next piece of shit software issue. You know what I'm saying? Fucking worthless ass goddamn fucking programs. Baldur's Gate 3. Can't see mouse cursor. What? Yeah, I can't see my mouse cursor. What the fuck, man? It's the video mode. You're in some kind of fucked up video mode, I guess. Okay, so that won't work. Wow, Alt Enter won't work. So I can't see my mouse to fucking do this shit. God damn it. Come on, man. Give me a mouse cursor or something. Sure. Sure. Give me my mouse cursor, you piece of shit. Piece of fucking shit. Piece of fucking worthless shit. Watching you try to fucking work makes me sick. Fucking sick. Jesus Christ, what'd you do there? What'd you do here? No, what'd you do here? What'd you do here, you piece of shit? No. Just Alt F4. Just Alt F4, you piece of shit. Jesus Christ, watching you try to work. Jesus fucking Christ, and has nothing to do with the game. It's the people who make the game. They don't know how to make a fucking client that works. The game's great, but you can't make a client that works. Watch it stumble and crash. It's obvious that your client barely works. It's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you guys and your billion-dollar fucking thefts. Fuck your fucking thievery. Fucking thieves. Fucking thieves. I ever see you in real life, I'm swinging on you, you fucking thieves. I'm dead serious. You steal from me way too fucking much all the time with this shit. Look at this shit right now. Look at what it's doing right now, you fucking thieves. Fucking thieves. Steal with your industry bullshit. Fuck you. Look at this. Fuck your fucking literal shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. What the fuck? You're in 2560 by 1050. Why? Okay, I don't know. I don't know what to do here. You won't give me Alt Enter, so I don't know what to do here. I have to drag the screen where I can see it. I don't know why you would. Why did you make that horrible song for your fucking entry screen? Just like Skyrim. You didn't fucking learn from them. Don't make horrible fucking entry fucking songs like this. You cocksuckers. Get a fucking clue. Get a clue. Seriously, I need you to get a clue in 2023 about your fucking video games and how bad this fucking music is. Jesus fucking Christ. This music is horrible. It's like so bad, it's offensive to me. I have to turn it off. And this is your fucking title screen. What in the literal fuck is wrong with you? Why would you ever put a piece of shit? I'm talking, I would rate that song between 1 and 10 at like a 2.6. Why would you put that piece of shit 2.6 song on your fucking title screen, Bethesda and Larian? Why would you put that piece of shit song on your fucking title screen that is literally offensive to me? It's that horrible. Like, literally, get a fucking clue. Get a clue about your design. You come on, man. You never had a game tester tell you this shit? That song you got on the fucking title screen is a fucking stinker. It fucking sucks. You need to fire that composer. Whoever wrote that song, fucking fire him. It's horrible. It's one of the worst songs I've ever heard on a fucking video game, and you put it on your title screen. Get a fucking clue. Get a clue. Dead serious, man. Sure, you're gonna say, oh, it's a matter of taste. Nah, man, I bet if you were to poll 10 million people how they feel about that piece of crap song, they're gonna be like, nah, I don't like this song. I guarantee it. All 10 million of them, they're gonna be like, nah, I don't like this song. They're like, oh, this isn't. They're never gonna be like, oh, this is a bop. It makes me feel really good. It feels like super epic and it's cool. Nobody gives that response. Everybody who ever listens to that fucking song on your fucking title screen is gonna be like, oh, why'd you put that horrible piece of shit song that wouldn't even fit for a B movie on your fucking title screen? You clueless assholes. Clueless. Fucking clueless. I swear to God. And like, that's a stylistic choice you're clueless about. Imagine the stuff that actually matters. Jesus Christ, man. Now look at this. I can't see my mouse. When I go to full screen, I cannot see my mouse. Why? How do I fix this? How do you fix this? I cannot see my fucking mouse screen. Okay, so you say I have to turn off my monitor to see my fucking my mouse? No, that's not it. That is not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. This is the game sucks dick at fucking doing full screen is what it actually is. And I didn't have problems the first 50 hours, but here we are. Now that I'm invested, I suddenly have problems. And that's my experience with AAA. That's my experience with it. As soon as you're invested, they'll fuck you. But you gotta wait until you're invested before they fuck you. You know? Look at this horse shit. Look at this fucking horse shit, man. What are you doing? Come on, man. Where's my mouse at? What are you doing with this? You can't do 1920, I don't think. Something about 1920 breaks you or something dumb. What is your fucking issue? Jesus Christ. Yeah, look, it is something with your... It is. It's something with this. What... I mean... What is this? I mean, what is your problem? Like, what? I mean, are you on the wrong card or something? Okay, I can't target the apply button without figuring out where my mouse is. It won't let me apply that. It won't let me apply. It just won't let me highlight or whatever. Yeah, I can see where my mouse is now. Yeah, there, I'm on the back button. Yeah, it just won't let me apply it. It was already in fake full screen. Okay, I need you like full screen then. How about that? Will that work? No, that does not work. You have broken game, and I will demand a refund if you don't fucking fix this. If you don't fix this right now, I'm talking like, I will demand a refund. I want a refund right now. I cannot, yeah, no. We're gonna, okay, my bug, invisible mouse. Has anyone that helps Spotify play on a Stadia? No. It has to do with the Stadia menu. No. Like if it's to the missing pointer on Stadia. No. Invisible mouse cursor bug. Right. Baldur's Gate. This is Baldur's Gate 1. Yep. Here it is. Hardware mouse acceleration. I bet that's exactly what it is. Oh, come on, motherfucker, man. There's an option in the BG Oh my god. Why is your game not showing me my mouse cursor all of a sudden? I want my money fucking back now. I want my money back now. If you don't start working now, I'm demanding a fucking refund and I'll call this piece of shit a piece of shit for the rest of my life. You better fix this, motherfuckers. Fucking fix it. Go to DX11 maybe or something. Maybe that's it. Is it Vulcan? I don't even know what Vulcan is. Go to DX11. Play now. I'm sick of your fucking technical issues all the time. You suck dick at this. Get better at making games. I'm sick of your fucking technical issues every day of my fucking life. Make a better game, motherfuckers. I don't care if you think you're the best game of the year or whatever. You still suck at it really bad. There's a yellow fucking like square around my entire screen for some reason. Why? Okay, is it the launcher? No, there's a yellow screen around my, there's a yellow circle around my entire television screen for some reason. Why? What is going on with this? What are you doing? I don't really understand it. Yeah, there's a giant yellow circle around my television screen right now. Why? What? Okay, I don't know. Sorry guys, I think I've got some kind of Windows issue and I'm going to restart my Windows because Windows sucks a lot of dick. Yeah! Windows is the most worthless piece of shit product ever created! Yeah!